Darkness falls across the land. The midnight hour is close at hand. Creatures crawling in search of blood to terrorize y'all's neighborhood shall be found without a soul for getting down. Must stand and face the hounds of hell and rot in a corpse's shell. The demons squeal in sheer delight. It's you they spy, so plump, so right. For although the groove is hard to beat, it's still you stand with frozen feet. You try to run, you try to scream, but no, son, you'll never see. For the evil reach from the crypt to crush you in its icy grip. The foulest stench is in the air, the funk of 40,000 years, and grisly ghouls from every tomb are here to seal your doom. Although you fight to stay alive, your body starts to shiver, for no mere mortal can resist the evil of the thriller. Can you dig it?
Yo, it's your boy M-phamis, but you can call me M3 Bullet, and this is my last, and I mean it, last episode for Halloween movie review. I'm gonna review the Madea Boo movies, both the 1 and the 2, trying to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Like, share, and subscribe, and follow me on Instagram, and check out my DeviantArt page. DeviantArt is like an online art gallery that you can like see a bunch of artists, all their artwork on there. So if I were y'all, check mine out. The link's in the description. Thing starts out with Tiffany, Brian's daughter, the lawyer Brian, walking by some frat dude's frat house. The frat dude stopped them and tried to holler at them, try to get at them. They got invited to like some little frat Halloween party, and when Brian showed up, he kind of embarrassed her a little bit. Oh, and Tiffany wasn't by herself. She was with her friends, Aday, Leah, and Rain. When Tiffany got home, Brian was like so upset about everything, about like walking by the frat house, and he was trying to warn her, like saying, do not go anywhere near that frat house because they want to, and I quote, smash. But Tiffany didn't listen. She was being a little disrespectful and everything else. Brian was trying to get her to go to her mom's house, Deborah, I think. I forgot. Brian kind of found out about like Tiffany and her friends being invited to like a party, and he was like, oh heck no, she ain't going anywhere near this party. So he hit up Madea, try like get her to like watch Tiffany, make sure she don't leave the house, so that way she don't go to that frat party. But Madea wasn't all by herself. There was Bam, Joe, and Hattie. When Tiffany noticed that Madea, Joe, Hattie, and all of them were like at her house on Halloween, she was like, "Oh crap!" He knew. So she came up with a plan to sneak up out of there. She was trying to scare them into like going to bed really early, and try to like sneak out of the frat party without getting caught. Tiffany and Aday try to like trick the Madea and all of them, trying to think that some old ghost like got killed in Brian's house. His name was Mr. Wilson. All that. They basically like did like a little light show, and they got like a little spooked and everything. And like later on in the movie, Tiffany and Aday snuck out of there like by climbing out of the window and stuff. Madea went into Tiffany's room to like see if they're okay and stuff. She realized that Tiffany snuck up out of the house. So it was up to her, Bam, and Hattie to like leave the house, go to that frat house, try to find her. They did try to like find her, like they split up and tried to find her. Bam got trying to get high and all that. Rain and Leah warned Tiffany that Madea was searching for him. Jonathan, the leader of the frat house, and Dino, those two, they like had a plan to like hide them in the frat house somewhere. I don't know where. Like in their rooms, I guess. Madea was trying to shut down that whole party, but it kind of backfired. She kind of got thrown up out of there with Bam and Hattie like not doing nothing about him. Like she was mad that she didn't have that they didn't have her backs at all. She was like pissed. They left the joint and like Jonathan and Tiffany, they were alone together. They were like talking like, wait a minute, is she gonna call the cops or something? And she was like, nah, she got too many warrants and all that. Tiffany was like trying to be alone with him. But okay, just to clarify, Tiffany was 17 and Jonathan was a college dude. And yeah. And Tiffany said that she'll try to make it up to Jonathan. He kind of got excited and tried to like get with her and all that. And Tiffany kind of explained like the whole ghost story thing that she was telling Madea and them. And he was like, really? Tell me more. Dino and Ade were in another room together. Dino was trying to get some action. Like Ade, she was like a Christian chick. She was like trying to say she's only 17. Dino freaked out and like got the heck up out of there. The other frat boys tried to warn Jonathan and tried to tell him to stop what he's doing with Tiffany. That she's only 17 and she snuck up in here. Tiffany told the truth and like he got a little mad, like, oh crap. Then the cops came in and everything, searching for a place. And the frat house and the frat party was completely ruined. Like, it was completely shut down. The frat boys got mad, and they got an idea to, like, use that trick that Tiffany told them to, like, get back at Madea and the rest of them to get even. While Jonathan was going through the plan, Ade was listening behind them. Like, she didn't, like, none of them didn't see her and everything. Madea was mad that, like, the cops didn't have her back. The cops kind of, like, came in at Brian's house, knocking the door, asking if Tiffany been in that party. Madea saw Tiffany come down the stairs and everything. She was like, oh girl, I'm about to choke the living life out of you. Tiffany was in her room. She got upstairs in her room and she was like, where's Ade? Like, where is she? She tried to call her, ask her where she at, because she couldn't find her after the party was over. Bam and Hattie were dealing with some like spooky stuff. They were like freaking out. Like Mabel was Madea was like chill, like saying, girl, y'all, calm down. It was just Tiffany or Joe messing with them. Like, they started noticing some spooky started going on. They start freaking out. Joe was like chill about the whole thing. Madea went upstairs in like Brian's attic. Like, there was like a costume clown. It was like following her. She like punched that clown in the nose and they were freaking out. They were getting up out of the house. They got a call from the Reverend and like the Reverend was telling them that the whole thing was a prank. That what Tiffany was the whole house thing, that was a prank. And he told them to like go down to the church. Joe was alone with the clown, and he kind of like knocked the clown with the cane and everything else. While that was going on, Madea and them were driving through the woods. Her car was breaking down. Madea and Bam tried to like fix it. Well, not Bam, Hattie was trying to help her fix it. They were like getting a little scary, and they like, Hattie started seeing zombies. Then Madea saw zombies. Madea and Bam, they both saw zombies at the same time. They were like trying to get up out of there. Madea was outrunning all of them. She ran all the way to the church, trying to get saved. She got saved. Ade was there, and she told him that the whole thing was a prank. The lights, the zombies, that was all prank. She was about to curse, and she got into like her little deep voice. The Reverend tried to stop her, but she got an idea to prank the frat boys back. Brian got home, and Madea and Joe and all of them tried to talk him into like kicking Tiffany out of the house because she was being disrespectful, rude, sneaking out of the place and everything else. They went up there, they tried to kick her out. She was like, okay, I'll stop being disrespectful. I'll try to respect y'all and everything else. Then the cops came in, like they took Tiffany. They were trying to like find Ade because she'd been missing for hours. The next morning at the frat house, the frat boys were like they were a little hungover, they were a little drunk. One of the frat boys kind of found like Ade's body, like it was like cut up and everything. And they were like freaking out. The cops came in, they arrested them behind, not only with them, but with Tiffany and Rain and Leah. They kind of had like a little scared straight moment, and it was and they all revealed that it was just a prank that whole time to teach those frat boys a lesson. Okay, I gotta admit that was pretty funny. But those officers, that was no prank. Brian actually had real officers. Like, they were searching the place, they ended up finding weed. The frat boys and Madea kind of scared, got up out of there, and the movie was over. One down, one to go. Okay, so the movie took place a year after the first Boo Madea Halloween, and this year on the 30th, a day before Halloween, it was Tiffany's birthday, and like she's with her friend, I forget, Gabriella. She was like complaining about like what's so bad about her birthday, and Brian was doing like he was kind of lame. He was being a little embarrassing. He was all that. She still acted the same, exactly like in the first movie. Then Deborah kind of shows up. I mean, the ex-wife Deborah, as in Brian's ex-wife, and Tiffany's mama, who's kind of like a condescending jerk. Kind of like her, I guess like mother, like daughter. Deborah gave her like a car for free, and Brian was like, what the heck are you doing? She cannot drive. She is not responsible. And Deborah was undermining him, like telling him, like, it's my daughter. I can give her whatever I want. I don't have to listen to you. She was just as disrespectful as Tiffany in the last movie. Tiffany and Gabriella went into the car and drove up out of there. Madea, Joe, Hattie, and Bam, they were all at Brian's house waiting for Tiffany to come by for a little surprise party that Brian do every year. He does it like ever since she was like a little kid. She was doing it exactly the same, and it was like lame and boring. While that was going on, Tiffany and Gabriella drove to the frat house. And since last year she was 17 and she was too young, but now she's about to turn 18. Well, she's turning 18 that day. So she thought, since I'm 18 now, I can go to that frat party. Because I'm grown now and I can do whatever the heck I want. She knocked on the frat house's door and Dino showed up. He didn't recognize her for a second until he realized that that was the same chick from last year who that ruined the party. And he was trying to kick her out, but Tiffany like pulled the fact that she's 18 now and tried like say I'm sorry and everything, but really she was just using her charms just to like get into that party and get lit and everything. Jonathan, the frat boy, the frat boy leader dude, he was like, wait a minute, she's 18 now? Is she really 18? And he was like acting like a simp. Jonathan told Tiffany and Gabriella that they were having a party, but they can't have it at a frat house because of what happened last year. So they're going to go to Lake Derrick. Lake Derrick was like a murder crime scene place where a bunch of kids got murdered. Jonathan told them, the frat leader dude, he told them that it's all going to start at midnight, exactly on Halloween. And enters Hannah. Hannah is kind of horse psychotic stalker ex-girlfriend that you've been trying to avoid. In case you don't know who Horse is, if you remember from the last movie, he was the clown dude that was like got beat up by Joe in the last movie. She was trying to find Horse because like he was like he couldn't answer his phone and all that, but really she's really nuts. She like spotted Horse. She was chasing him down, everything. While everything was going down like the party, Tiffany was not not liking or appreciating the party at all though. Even though Brian was trying to do his best with it. Tiffany was talking to Deborah about like how she wanted to go to the party, but Brian wouldn't be cool with this, so she came up with a plan to like go to her mom's house. Her mom let her and her friends go to that party. And Deborah was cool with this because, she's a reckless and responsible one and doesn't have that much respect for Brian. Madea overheard the whole thing and tried to tell Brian to do not let Tiffany anywhere near that party because she is going to Lake Derrick where those kids have been murdered. And Brian was like, nah, I might as well, she's 18 now, she's grown. I might as well let her do whatever the heck she wants because she's grown now. It was getting dark and the party was starting and everything. And remember Leah from the last movie, the blonde chick that was twerking and all that? Turns out her and Horse were actually together. Like they've been seeing each other or they were messing around. And while the party was going on, some of the kids are starting to go missing and like they were starting to get killed one by one. Meanwhile, while that was going on, Madea was like, oh heck no, Tiffany's not going anywhere near that party. We need to stop her. So the rest of the gang went gonna like go to Lake Derrick to stop her from going to that party or to get her back home, because Brian won't do nothing about it, and he was like all chill about it. Anywho, the whole gang was chilling by the campfire, roasting marshmallows, and Jonathan the frat dude. He was explaining the whole Lake Derrick story on how like there was a bunch of kids that trespassed here, and when they were like having sex in the car, Derek killed them off one by one, and that's how the legend goes. Leah and Horace were like together, like alone, trying to like figure out where this dude that Jonathan sort of sent some dude to like get some ice, but no one hadn't seen him or wondering like where the heck they were at. And Leah and Horace were trying to figure out where that dude went. They were kind of like getting a little alone time. They were about to smash, but turns out they were going to be chased down by like Lake Derrick's daughters and dudes with chainsaws. While that was going on, Madea and Joe and them, while they were on their way to find Tiffany, or to get Tiffany back home, they kind of ran into some supernatural things, like how there was like two mysterious white kids in a white dress, and they were like appearing everywhere, doing some supernatural stuff. They kind of freaked out and drove up out of there. While the rest of the kids at the campfire, they were like trying to like get it on. Tiffany was trying to like hook Gabriella up with Dino. She was like, no, she's like a day though, exactly like the day, like complete Christian chick, ain't trying to smash or none of that. But Dino's trying to like get at her and everything. We cut to a scene where Horace and Leah were being like chased around by the Derrick brothers. Horace tripped and fell and like got captured by the brothers, while Leah managed to escape. She kind of ran to Madea and them on the road. They tried to get her to stop. She hopped in the car, and she was riding with them to like find Tiffany and everything, because she knew where they're at. Then they saw some dude in the Grim Reaper costume. They all got a little scared, and like Medea's like, y'all, it's just one of the frat dudes trying to prank us. She went over there and kind of like messed with the dude and tried to like see if that was like a fake scythe, but it really wasn't no fake scythe. And when she put her hand inside the cloak dude, the Grim Reaper's costume, there was no face to be felt in there. She was like, oh heck no, not again. And they drove up out of there. Tiffany, Gabriella, and Dino and Jonathan, they were the only ones there. And they start noticing that like some Derrick monster dudes, or Derrick the serial killers, they're coming after their behind. They're freaking out. Tiffany tried to call her mom, but she couldn't answer. Well, she did answer, but she lost signal. She was freaking out. And they were being chased down again. Madea, Pam, and Hattie, they were like searching the whole place, trying to find Tiffany, but Hattie had to use the bathroom, and they went to like a little outhouse. Joe was alone with Leah, which was in a leopard costume, and Joe was trying to smash her, but she was like, oh no, I'm not 18. No, I'm good. Madea and Hattie were at the outhouse. Madea was like trying to keep watch. Then she noticed that Derrick, the monster-looking thing, started to rise up out of the sea. She got scared. She ran the heck up out of there. Deborah was at the police station trying to tell the police what happened. Brian showed up and like he was so calm about this. Deborah was like losing her freaking mind and oh my god, what the heck what was I thinking? She was losing her mind because she basically allowed Tiffany to go there by herself. And she was like wondering, why was Brian so calm while she is acting like so crazy? Brian's trying to like work all his connections, try to see if he can find some help or to help find Tiffany. Madea and the gang's car broke down in front of some old house, and they were like, oh heck no, we're not hiding in that house. But they were like running in that house because, the Derrick guys were at him. Tiffany, Dino, Leah, Gabriella, all of them were hiding out in that house, and they were like a little scared and everything. And they were like trying to come up with a solution to get up out of this. And one of those girls in the white shirts with the long black hair, they like showed up and spooked them. They ran outside the house with Brian and Victor, Gabriella's dad, like waiting outside. And they were like all cool about this. And they were like, wait a minute. And it turns out the whole thing was actually a prank by Brian and Victor, because Tiffany and Gabriella lied to them about the whole thing. And it turns out Hannah was responsible for the whole thing. And they found out that the rest of the kids that were like attacked by Derrick or all those guys, turns out they were all just being arrested at some police, some sheriff's office thing. Brian was talking about like how he like, well, one of them like showed up at like the lake and how one of them didn't rise up, but Victor said that wasn't him and he thought that was Brian. And they noticed that and they realized that the whole thing was Derek and all that. There was real, and they were like outside the precinct or the sheriff's office, and they were like, "Oh heck no, we gotta get out of here," and the movie was over. Well, guys, that was it. Okay, I gotta admit, the movie was good. Well, not good. It was a little cringy. Tyler Perry, I'm a fan of his work. I'm a fan of the Madea franchise. But this, besides the Madea Christmas one, this one goes lower than that. Lower than that. And I can't blame Joe, Jonathan, or any of them. I can't blame them for trying to get with the girls. I can't blame them, no. In case you're wondering who did the voice for that whole Thriller monologue,
That was me.
I'm able to shift my voice at will. Kind of like a shape-shifting, but it's with my voice. I can do that any time of the week if I want to. And what do you guys think about the Jordan 11s, though? What do you think about the Thriller Jordan 11s, though? Since it's almost Halloween, and you cannot have Halloween without the Thriller song. You cannot have Halloween without that song. It's so iconic. It's like, it plays everywhere on the radio every year around Halloween. And I just want to pay tribute to Michael Jackson. Okay, Tiffany was a bad friend. We can all admit this. Like, seriously? Like, she basically peer pressured Ade and Gabriella to go to that party, even though they didn't want to. Like, seriously, what kind of friend would do that? Like, she tried to, like, get her friend drunk and try to get her hooked up, even though she's a Christian chick, like a pure Christian chick, that don't want to do any of these things and try to save herself till marriage. What kind of friend would do that? Like, seriously. And she claimed that they're her friends? What friends would do something like that? And I guess the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, though. Like, Deborah, she acts exactly like Tiffany. I can see where she get that from. Obviously from my mama. Like, mama like daughter. Brian is a freaking simp, I swear. I swear, he's a freaking simp. I don't know. It's crazy how Joe is like a player, and yet that is really his kid. That cannot be his kid, because I swear, Joe, he is a player. A player. And Brian, a simpy simp. How? Just how? Well, I guess genetics is tricky, I guess. Okay, in the first Boo movie, when Madea was being chased down by the zombies, when the zombies showed up, honestly though, it would be a good moment to have like Madea doing a Thriller. That would be funny. Like, that would be funny with her doing a Thriller. Okay, honestly, on a scale of 1 to 10, on the first Boo Madea Halloween and the second one, I'm gonna give those two a rating of, I would say at least 5.5. Okay, thank y'all. Thank you guys for watching my videos and subscribing to my channel. Like, share, and subscribe, and follow me on Instagram.
And have a happy Halloween.